What's up, guys? WWE fan Taksha here. Today we finally are uploading a video. It has been a month. School has just been hectic. I go to a university right now, and it's my senior year, so things are pretty hectic and crazy, and I have a lot of responsibilities. And I haven't been able to review the figures that I have been receiving in the mail, and I finally am today. We have the brand new Survivor Series 2023 Elites right here in the box. Right now, I am so pumped. You can go to Ringside Collectibles and use discount code Tanner, Tanner, all caps, to save 10% at checkout. Just pan this over really quick. Taking this packaging off. It has been way too long. Let's see the Elites inside this box. This is the one that I was looking forward to the most. The one I didn't even know was coming out. I didn't know that there was any concept images of it. I just saw the straight up figure and I was blown away. I've always wanted this Shawn Michaels. I've always wanted this look. This is just some of the weirdest gear that Shawn's ever worn. And for them to make it in figure form and this iconic moment, him going into the Elimination Chamber and winning the World Heavyweight Championship is just amazing. And yeah, very cool. Shawn Michaels right here with the brown pants, unfinished gear. And then we have another Charlotte Flair in the Elite line. This is a pretty good looking Charlotte Flair. It does come with the SmackDown Women's Championship, the updated smaller mold, looking really cool. Putting that to the side. And then we have Jerry the King Lawler right there looking fantastic. I think this is a repaint of the previous one we got in the Elite line with the white and the blue. Red is my favorite color, but I'm not sure if I'm liking this one more than the previous. We'll just have to wait and see. Putting that to the side. And the last figure in the set. This is the one everybody's bagging on, but I want to give my opinion on it. We have the brand new Kevin Owens with the red shirt. Alrighty, guys, without further ado, let's get these freaking figures out of the packaging. But before we do that, we're going to take a look at the packaging. Right here, we have the Charlotte on the front. We have the camo with the chain link fence going around, I assume because War Games. I don't know if that's happening this year or not, but I think that's maybe a hint at it. I'm not sure. And then we have Charlotte, Build-A-Figure British Bulldog, 1999. We have more chain link stuff on the sides. There's the back. There's a little description about her match. All that stuff. It is the same for all the other figures. And the cool thing is that we did receive this figure right here. This is the last year's Survivor Series Becky Lynch. And these two go hand in hand because, well, this Becky Lynch is the Becky Lynch that fought this specific Charlotte Flair. Now, the only problem is it was SmackDown versus Raw Women's Championship match. And Becky doesn't come with the Raw Women's Championship. And I don't think they've released the smaller versions, so that's kind of interesting. But let me know in the comments down below, which Survivor Series packaging do you like more, the left or the right? I think this looks a little bit more high quality. I always thought this packaging, it was cool coloring, but it kind of felt cheap. Looking at Charlotte Flair right here, this is a fantastic looking figure. And I'm going to say it right now, I wasn't looking forward to this particular Charlotte. I was looking forward to getting another Charlotte to see maybe what changed. But I'm actually pretty blown away. I do like this Charlotte Flair a lot. I like the black gear. It's pretty clean. I know a lot of us action figure collectors, we always complain about black gears that we get and a figure is fully black. But, you know, it's always nice every once in a while to get a fully black gear. I'm still waiting on that SummerSlam 2019 Seth Rollins to eventually be made. I think that would be dope. But anyways, looking at Charlotte Flair right here, let's put her off to the side. She does come with this championship, which we have seen before. I believe it came with the Becky Lynch, one of the most recent Becky Lynches. Cool white strap, very nice. And I do like the sculpt on this a little bit more, the feel and the look, than the men's championships. And I hope they change up the mold for the men's championships to make it a little more different. I don't know. This just looks better to me. I don't know why. There's really nothing different, and the strap is a lot smoother too, so very cool. Let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. Charlotte also does come with some interchangeable hands, so we get that little Charlotte pose hand, and then we get the cupping hand right there. Taking a closer look at Charlotte, she does have some braids in her hair, very cool. I like how it's just not just a remold of her hair. We haven't got this before, but very cool. They are kind of flexible, and you can move them around. There's the back of her hair looking very nice, very, very accurate. And then we get the little scripture. I think that's a scripture on the side. Maybe a prayer or something. And then we get this weird thing. I saw this on My Damn Toys YouTube channel. If you don't know who he is or if you're not subscribed, go make sure to check him out and hit that subscribe button. But very cool figure other than this little blemish right here. Looks, I believe that's supposed to be a cross, and he talked about that too. It almost looks like they tried finishing it, but it just wasn't finished. And we do get this nice black looking gear though with some silver coming throughout. And then we have the CF for Charlotte Flair, all black. Very cool. I don't think we've gotten an all black Charlotte Flair in the Elite line before, so this is pretty cool that we are getting this. A little odd thing though is, what in the actual hell is that? HPB30? Bro, what? I've never gotten that on an action figure for Mattel before. That's so weird. But we are getting toe articulation. That's a bonus. And we get some nice ankle pivot. This might be one of the best articulated women's figures. This is just a really good figure in hand. And even though we get these blocky knee pads, still good articulation. So very good Charlotte Flair. She might make number 1. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. I also forgot to mention that she does come with the British Bulldog legs, which we will build at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Alrighty, next up we have the brand new Shawn Michaels, and I gotta say, this is probably the one I'm looking forward to the most out of all the figures in this set. Just with the brown pants and the cowboy boots and the World Championship and the short hair, this figure just looks stellar, and it's just something I've been waiting for, and I think a lot of other people have been waiting for this figure too. It's just really something I never thought they would put out. Like, I don't know, I just never heard any rumblings about it. I'd never heard any rumors that it was going to come out. And I just assumed that it was a figure that was never going to be a thing. But just taking a closer look at this figure right here, it looks pretty fantastic. I like this pose right here with his hands crossed over with the World Championship. That's pretty much why I left it. But yeah, there are rubber bands holding it together. And you can see up front, you get that little blue, turquoise, baby blue, and silver-esque. I'm not sure what color. I think that's like more of a baby blue. And then more silver on the back. Looking really cool. It says like an S and a T. I don't really know what that means. And then an H. And then blank sides. And again, broken heart right there. Looking pretty sick. And then we get the cowboy boots down here. Looking really cool. I like the style on there. And I think those are pretty much new. I think they're new. I don't remember if any other figure has had those before. But just a very fantastic looking figure. We do get brand new legs on here. We'll take a look at that in a second. But here we got the World Heavyweight Championship. Looking fantastic. In person, it looks a little darker than it does on camera. I don't know if it's like a different paint mold or a different paint color they decided to do this time. But it would be cool if they had a Shawn Michaels nameplate on there. That would be fantastic. But overall, really cool. Taking a closer look at Shawn Michaels. Let's get these rubber bands off really quick. Taking them off. And here we go. Anyways, here is the Shawn Michaels. Got the body hair on there. We got the double jointed arms, tattoo, the white tape. It overall feels pretty good in the hand, and I'm very impressed and satisfied with the Shawn Michaels. As for the hair, I'm not the biggest fan of the Shawn Michaels hair. I'm not saying that I love this figure because I love the look of Shawn Michaels right here. This was always a weird look for Shawn Michaels for me. But I just think it's so iconic and different that it just made me want it more. And now we finally have it. So I'm not going to lie right now, guys. This is all a voice recording for this particular section. I went to edit this video and for some reason my mic wasn't working. And I didn't know until afterwards. It looked like it was working, worked for all other sections of the video. But yeah, if you didn't notice already, that's all me right now. Not then, it's right now. So I apologize for that again. But very cool Shawn Michaels, British Bulldog arms, as said before. But yeah, let's get on with the video review. Some more interchangeable hands. You got the business. Let's do this. Next up, we have Jerry the King Lawler himself out of the package. And this is one of the figures that I was really curious to see how it looked out of the package. And I got to say that it looks pretty good. I don't know if it looks as good as the previous version we got. This is the repaint of the previous version, just because that one was so much more colorful. But this one does look really cool, and I'm glad we are getting another Jerry Lawler in the Elite line right here. Now, Jerry Lawler does come with a number of accessories. He comes with the black elbow pads right there that don't come on the figure. They come separate. I mean, it comes with the figure, but they're not on the figure when you take them out. And then you get some separate fisted hands right there. But taking a closer look at Jerry the King Lawler, he also does come with the crown right here. And they added this cool piece that I don't think they've ever added before. It's like this little plastic piece that's fitted inside of there. And I assume that's just so maybe it fits right, or maybe it just doesn't rub off on his head. But I am curious to see what it looks like without it. And I think it looks fine. I mean, I don't know why they package it. I just because maybe just safety and quality, ensuring that maybe some paint doesn't rub off. I don't know, but looking really cool. This awesome Jerry Lawler taking that crown off, very cool, soft rubber. And then we get this very, very soft rubber. This coat right here. This is jacket. We can take that off really quick. I know a lot of people aren't really fans of these accessories when we get these jackets and this molded kind of material. But, I mean, it is really, really flexible and really soft, and you could, I don't know, maybe attempt getting him into some poses. But, I mean, it's not bad. We do get some nice paint work on here, and sometimes it is nicer getting these rubber accessories because there's detail and sculpting on here that you would not be able to get on the cloth ones. AKA that Cody Rhodes, that the Mattel Creations Cody Rhodes. I'm not the biggest fan of that coat, just because there's detail on that coat that needs to be sculpted. And I think that the AEW version, the Supreme Cody, did it a lot better with the interchangeable arms rather than the coat. But I don't know. It is always cool getting cloth accessories, but overall, really cool accessory right there. We do get the crown again. And here we have Jerry the King Lawler out of the package, away from his accessories. Looking freaking sick. And I do like the color combo here. I think the red and the black looks really fresh. And I think the black singlet looks good. We do get some of the body hair right there. Face sculpt looks just like him. Double jointed arms. We get the little crowns on the side right there. Looking really cool. I think some people might be bothered by this right here. That is a little strange how there's a crown. And then there's the pen right there. And then there's just a white dot. I don't know. That's really interesting. Here we get the former Drew McIntyre boots. We get the crown. Same on this side. But overall, really cool Jerry the King Lawler. I don't know. I mean, if I did not pick up one figure in the set, it might be Jerry Lawler, just because I like the other Jerry Lawler I have more than this one, even though this one is a very cool variant and might be cool for you to display next to that one on your shelf. But this is a very realistic looking head sculpt and might be the most realistic one out of the set. But we'll just have to wait and see for the end of the video review. Overall, really cool Jerry Lawler. If you do collect a lot of legends, this is the figure to get for you in this set, along with the Shawn Michaels. Also, once again, I forgot to mention, Jerry Lawler does come with the torso of the British Bulldog. And the last figure in this set, we have the Kevin Owens from Survivor Series, and I don't know what to think of this Kevin Owens. I think it's cool that we are getting a red shirt. It is different. We've never gotten this shirt in the Elite line, so it's pretty cool that we're getting that. I do like all the tattoo details throughout. I know that we have seen these shorts before in an Elite, just never this red shirt. And we have seen this head sculpt several times. I'm not sure what I think about it. Mine has this really weird brownish stain on the top of his forehead right up there, right before his hairline. So that's kind of interesting. It doesn't really bother me. I don't know. It's not that noticeable on camera. It does look a lot like Kevin Owens, but I've always been weirded out by this head sculpt because I feel like maybe it's too small or maybe it's too pointy or something. I'm not sure. Maybe just the Kevin Owens in general is just too bulky. I'm not quite sure. It looks better on camera than it does in person. I'll say that. But I mean, the pluses of this figure are the tattoos. The tattoos look phenomenal. And to be honest, I don't remember when this Kevin Owens was from. I think on the back of the box it says 2021 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. But I don't really remember what that match was or what his role was, or I don't even know, guys. But leave it in the comments down below if you remember exactly when this Kevin Owens was from. I don't know, it might seem like I'm bagging on Kevin Owens, and maybe you think that I don't like Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens is one of my favorite current day pro wrestlers, and I just think that we could be getting better versions of Kevin Owens. It's just my opinion. We could be getting more modern day Kevin Owens. And I know this is pretty close to modern day. It is just a couple years ago. But I do think that we could get something maybe more creative. But I know that he doesn't wear a whole lot of different stuff, but he does often wear like the different colored shoelaces. He switches to kick pads. He wears different shorts sometimes. Like if we got the WrestleMania Kevin Owens, but I know this is a Survivor Series line and they were just pumping out these figures sometimes for us to get figures that maybe we can't pick up in the store or are hard to find. So I'm not going to bag on this Kevin Owens anymore. I do think it's a cool Kevin Owens. And if you don't have a Kevin Owens, this is probably the one for you to pick up. Either that or the WrestleMania one that came with the Stone Cold Steve Austin imitation accessories. But overall, cool Kevin Owens. He does come with some interchangeable hands. We get a mic holding hand to go with that one. And then the other fisted hand right there. And then he does come with this metal briefcase, or plastic imitating metal briefcase. And I don't remember exactly what this was. Is this back when he was like teaming up with Seth Rollins? I think that might be when this Kevin Owens takes place, is when he was like best friends with Seth Rollins for a little while. But I don't remember exactly what this briefcase was for. If you guys do remember, leave it in the comments down below. I can't complain about getting another briefcase. These things do come in handy. So very cool plain silver briefcase. And before I forget, what does the Kevin Owens come with? Kevin Owens does come with the head. That's right. He comes with the British Bulldog head sculpt right there. But without further ado, let's line these figures up and compare them from least to greatest. Alrighty guys, now we're going to compare all 4 figures from least to greatest. It doesn't mean that any of these figures are bad or that I wouldn't recommend picking them up, because I got the entire set, which means I recommend getting the entire set because it's an awesome and exciting set, and you never know what you're going to get, and that's the fun thing about wrestling figures. But at the bottom of the list, at number 4, the figure that I think ranks below all the other ones probably goes to Jerry Lawler. Cool figure. I think we have better versions of this Jerry Lawler that have better paint detail. This is a cool Jerry Lawler. By no means is it a bad figure. I just think that the other version is better. But if you can't get your hands on that other version, then this is the perfect alternative for you. Next up at number 3, I'm going to give it to Kevin Owens. Now, these two were fighting for the number 3 spot, but I just figured that this Kevin Owens had a more interesting look, cooler tattoo detail. And just that red shirt makes the figure pop. And I think the more and more I look at it and pose it around, I think that it's definitely in the number 3 spot. Now you're probably wondering, who's number 2 and who's number 1? At number 2, we are going to give it to Charlotte Flair. And at number 1, we're going to give it to HBK himself. I think everybody in this set is going to be picking this setup for the Shawn Michaels. I don't think that a lot of people are going to want to pick up the Charlotte Flair at first hand. In fact, I wasn't the most excited for the Charlotte Flair. In fact, I think that this Charlotte was probably the one I was looking forward to the least out of all these figures. But it's number 2. So if you pick this figure up, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Really cool and realistic looking figure. But the Shawn Michaels just takes the cake. It is fantastic, and it's just one of the figures I've been wanting forever and just never even considered the idea that they would ever make this figure, but they did. So very cool. Now let's move all 4 of these figures out of the way, and let's build this British Bulldog. That's what you guys have been waiting for the entire video. So we'll start with these legs. First of all, these legs look fantastic. This is, I believe, a brand new pant mold for these legs, and then we do get the classic Shield looking boots, not the Roman Reigns ones, but I believe the Dean Ambrose or Seth Rollins ones. I don't even think Seth Rollins. I think we only got these like once, probably with the Dean Ambrose, I believe. They're like the flat foot ones. So very cool looking pants right there. And then we get the torso, which is what we're going to put on first. And then you can just connect it right there. Hopefully we get no defects. Just pops right in. Very cool, pretty tight, looking awesome. Next up, let's get the arms going. See how hard these are. Let's pop it right in. There is the left arm. And then here is the right arm. Let's see if this pops in. And it does, thank goodness. So there we have the body connected to the legs. And then now let's pop on the British Bulldog head sculpt to get the full figure itself. And boom, there we have the Build-A-Figure British Bulldog. And I absolutely freaking love when Mattel does Build-A-Figures. I think a lot of people take it for granted, and I just remember as a kid going to Toys R Us and collecting all those Toys R Us exclusive lines to build the certain figures. I think there was like a Paul Bearer Build-A-Figure. I think there's a Paul Heyman Build-A-Figure. And there's just certain ones that I missed out on because I could just never find like 1 or 2 of the figures. But it's so great that we get these Build-A-Figures as often as we do now to get these figures, or, you know, alternative figures. But it's really cool that you can collect 4 figures, and in turn, you get a free figure, if that makes any sense. Because if you collect a normal Elite line, you know, those don't always come with the Build-A-Figures. And, you know, you're buying them for themselves, a singular figure. But in this case, you're buying 4 figures, and you're getting a 5th one for free. Because if you buy them all, you build the figure. And this is by far one of the greatest looking sculpts I think that Mattel has ever made. One of the coolest and most realistic looking wrestling figures in Mattel's history of making figures. And I think there's so many different things that you could do with this specific figure. I would love to see somebody transform this entire upper torso and put it onto an Elite Seth Rollins. I think that would look cool. I think that you could even take these pants and make them into like a Dean Ambrose or like a John Moxley in Mattel form. Or even I put a shirt over this torso, put a John Moxley head on and make a Mattel John Moxley. There's just so many different things you could make with this figure. And I think so many people are going to be buying this figure for that reason. You know, maybe buying one for their collection for the British Bulldog and one for customs. And just look at that pants detail. I mean, we just get those little that white kind of wash on there. It looks really nice. They look like legit real jeans. So very, very cool. I'm not going to rank the British Bulldog because he wasn't like a legitimate figure in this set, I guess you could say. But here are the rest of the figures in the set. Overall, really cool line. I would say this is probably one of my favorite pay-per-view lines that we've gotten in some time. We do get the Royal Rumble Elites coming on soon. That is an interesting looking set. If I had to pick one figure out of that one, it would probably be the Batista that I'm looking forward to the most, or the Ridge Holland. The Brock looks alright, and then I think Beth Phoenix is also in that set. And then we have Elite 105 coming as well. So if you want to watch those videos and you are curious to see how I'm going to rank them and what I think of them, make sure to go down below and not only like, comment, but major subscribe. Okay, that's what I need you guys to do. Subscribe and hit that bell so you know when I upload those videos on my YouTube channel. I know I've been out for about a month now, but I'm sure you guys understand we all have lives, and sometimes YouTube comes second to my personal life, things that'll make me survive in life, if you know what I mean. But anyways, thank you all for being patient and waiting for this video review. Make sure to go to Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Tanner, TANNER, all caps, to save 10% at checkout. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave it in the comments down below. What's your favorite figure in this set? WWE Fan Talk Show, out.